Today, I want to talk about one of the things that I have been concentrating on a lot, which is XLM. But today, I want to make some connections in this upper right portion of this chart that I broke down in the XLM deep, deep, deep dive that I will put in a link in the description here. Because these are platforms and projects that make XLM integrate with a lot of other applications and a lot of other crypto projects as well, particularly with Polkadot and Ethereum, which open up a lot of other connections as well. So I intend this as an overview. If you want more of an in-depth explanation of each of these, just put that in a comment. And while I'm at it, be sure to subscribe to see when I actually put that information out if you're actually interested in that. So, as a lot of you are aware, I have a problem on my speech, and the ST sounds are a pain in the butt for me. So I am going to refer to this as bridge, which unfortunately isn't a lot easier, but let's just kind of take what we can get. So bridge is a smart contract project that connects XLM with the Ethereum virtual machine. All right. So it is intended to interoperate with Ethereum, transfer value to increase decentralization with a very fast settlement fee as well. So it works when you put your XLM into a wallet that is connected on the XLM network, obviously, and then it goes into this bridge account, which must authorize that transaction for the approval in this kind of an application. So bridge is a trust minimized integration bridge between XLM and other chains, i.e. Ethereum here. There are two types of asset transfers. Local assets, which are only on XLM, or wrapped assets, which create a destination chain by bridge to replicate local asset being sent from the original chain. So essentially it says you put XLM on here and you put it in a EVM contract, and then that XLM is represented on the Ethereum chain. So after we go through the bridge network in between these two, we have a contract which would collect authorized signatures from the bridge operators over here, which are represented by these shapes, which is a star, which of course, I don't have an issue on that word now, but 3 out of 5 must actually authorize it. And then you deploy that contract on the Ethereum network. You would turn that XLM into wrapped XLM essentially, and then that could be put out onto the Ethereum network for a wallet that ties in with that. That is something else, but this ties into Spacewalk. Okay, so I'll expand upon this a little bit more, but it is essentially XLM, Ethereum, and Polkadot, and it's all about contracts and increasing interconnectivity. So I'll probably have to expand upon this more at a different time. So if you're interested in that, just comment on that so I actually remember to. But this is the other large chunk of what I want to try to quickly review here. So again, I have an issue on STs at the beginning of a word, so we're going to call this light, which of course L's aren't a good one for me either, but it seems that pretty much every sound is not easy. But this is a layer 2 protocol that concentrates on payments. So it has a lot of information here, and I am beginning to see that I will probably have to make individual videos on each of these just to properly explain everything. But just remember that Light is a layer 2 protocol on XLM that is designed to make payments either very low fees or to remove the fees altogether if they are transacting on this layer 2 protocol, and we'll expand upon that. So this is an old tweet, but just a reminder that all non-ISO 222 compliant coins will fade. A lot of things will pour into XLM and XRP, which I think that I have shown a lot of information on why I think that is actually true. And Project Bridge takes care of Ethereum and how it integrates on there. So this is the official website for Bridge, which is a trust minimized bridge in between XLM and other chains. It explains a lot of what we talk about on here. It is just another way to get contracts into XLM to work with payments and even financial institutions as well. So all of this information is on that map, so it's all there. So I won't talk about it too much more off of this page, but let's actually talk about what it does. So again, it's old. This is just reminding everyone that Bridge is actually interconnecting XLM and Ethereum, and 3 out of 5 bridge operators actually have to approve of it. So the other one that we will talk about more light is a layer 2 payment protocol. So it's a payment channel protocol, which is a good way to highlight that it is trying to create channels for payments that actually don't have any fees on them. So all of this information is on that map as well, and that map includes a lot more, so I will expand upon that at a different time. Okay, so this is old as well, but Light makes Bridge possible. Bridge makes Project Dunbar possible. Project Dunbar is an XDC bridge for CBDCs tied to the Bank of International Settlements. And it all ties back into ETH as well. So again, we're expanding a little bit more on the actual application of XDC on Bridge to convert ETH over to XLM. So this is the Bank of International Settlements page for Project Dunbar. There are a lot of ties uh, to XLM, XRP, and XDC as well, with the Bank of International Settlements, which is essentially the central bank of central banks. This is a project for the Reserve Bank of Australia, Malaysia, the Monetary Authority of Singapore, and South Africa. So if you scroll down here, you can see Project Dunbar worked with our three, Corda, and Quorum, which all of those directly tie back to XDC. So again, we are tying in one of our favorite assets here that has a lot of potential as well. So Light gets private, instant, and free payments. And if you go to that article, which I didn't have up for some reason, it'll expand upon it a bit more. So the Light network is essentially the Lightning network for that Bitcoin has, but it's for XLM. So if you begin to associate those, I think it'll help explain what Light actually is for XLM. Okay, so there are 1.08 billion Visa cards active on its network, running at 65,000 transactions per second, although the actual transactions per second are much lower, often under 1,000, and like the high average is like 3,500 to 4,000 or in that range. There are 1.4 billion people unbanked in the world. That was a problematic sentence for me. The XLM Layer 2 Lite will enable two desktop computers to conduct 1 million TPS over a normal internet connection. So now, if you just expand that to that normal internet connection over to something like Elon Musk's, we'll just call that link because I'm having a problem on that there. But that is just another example of a thing that I will tie in at the end of this, where I'm wondering if Link is used for things like XLM and XRP and how that will help expand each of the projects as well. So here is another article on Light. Essentially, so a payment channel, on the other hand, uses the network itself to lock up some funds for use by the channel's participants. They may then pay each other these funds without further involving the network itself. Such payments are thus private, instant, and free. So that private and free part are probably the most interesting for me. Again, it compares this to the Bitcoin Lightning network. So if you're interested in this, here is the article there. It is from 2018, but that is not actually changing anything. Here's a interesting video from Ripple's XRP about how XLM and Light actually work, and it's actually talking about more STs today. Well, that word there for payments by Donnell Dixon, who I believe is the CEO of the SDF that has XLM. So here's just another reminder that XLM has recently partnered up even more with MoneyGram. They now have their own XLM wallet in order to make payments a lot cheaper and faster. So to re-highlight, we have a lot of things with XLM. We have Bridge. You have USDC operating on XLM, which I'll expand upon the connections that I've made on that even more, and I'll also include a link to a video where I explained how XLM, USDC, Elon Musk, and Ukraine have been tied together in the past, and how that might actually be an example of how a CBDC or a universal basic income would actually work, and how it would be rolled out. This is essentially the same thing. We have MoneyGram and USDC, the Australian Novati CBDC on XLM, Ukraine CBDC on XLM, Soraban contracts on XLM, Bridge, Walk, and Light. I will talk about Lumen Swap here soon, along with a handful of tools that the XLM network actually has. So if you're interested in that, comment here to remind me to explain more about that, and I'll actually follow them here. So now we get into Spacewalk. Spacewalk is comparable to Bridge, but it uses Polkadot. And if you go back and look at this one, this is kind of explaining the whole thing. It does operate off of it doesn't operate off of it. It ties in XLM through Spacewalk into pendulum, which is then tied into Polkadot and Ethereum as well. So where was I? I was here. So this is the actual site for the project itself, but we have some explanations of it here, more about pendulum. So pendulum is a chain connecting fiat assets to the DeFi ecosystem. It is a smart contract chain network that connects fiat assets. Its smart contracts chain offers composable financial services to businesses and pioneers the internet of fiat. Their mission is to create an open financial future that transcends borders and fosters economic development. That sounds like the World Economic Forum program that the SDF and XLM are the official blockchain partners on for humanitarian related relief involving cross border payments. Pendulum is a Polkadot parachain, which is kind of like a sub network of Polkadot, kind of like what subnets are on the Avalanche chain, which is also a project that I have a lot of interest in. Again, Pendulum has the Spacewalk, which is the first bridge between the XLM network and the Polkadot ecosystems. Spacewalk has already been launched, and it has tokenized fiat currencies on there as well as XLM. Pendulum's upcoming Forex automated market maker Nablify will be a game changer for on-chain foreign exchange, which is a thing that I hadn't seen until right now. That is very interesting as well. I think XDC is involved in that too. So we just expanded upon it a lot more. I probably need to explain this more as well. So here's the official pendulum site. It is just kind of re-explaining what that walkthrough I had was. In Q3 of 2023, we'll get the Forex AMM launch, and then you'll get Spacewalk as well. In quarter 4, you've got Pendulum Pay, a fiat on-off ramp, and a couple of other things. So this is again for, I think this might be like the same exact thing almost. Yeah, so that's pretty much the same information. It's just explained in a different way. I should probably run through that at a different time as well too, because I'm almost out of time. So I'm gonna wrap this up with my links between XLM, XRP, Elon Musk, the PayPal Mafia, and Link as well, because I can't say STAR Link. So we've got some gematria here. We have some connections to 22, 24. Yeah, so that's not a thing that I think is extremely helpful, but it's just opening my point for how these things can all be interconnected, right? So Musk gives Link to Ukraine for free. Ukraine was testing a CBDC on XLM. We are pumping millions into Ukraine. The X logo, XLM logo, and Link logo are all extremely comparable. So yeah, it's all about XLM. So this is the map from XX that I have explained in the past in the XLM Ukraine video in the link in the description. But here we see XLM using USDC over the XLM network through MoneyGram to provide aid for Ukraine, and we see how easily that could be rolled into a FedNow program for CBDCs and possibly even UBI as well. I couldn't find any official connections between Link and XLM itself, other than this right here and this right here and this article. But I want to make the connection because XX said that that XRP, XLM, and Elon Musk with the PayPal Mafia, and how the PayPal Mafia is so connected into XRP and XLM, that it would make sense to have at least XLM, just because it is connected with the Hyperledger and IBM and everything. I would think that XLM might be the first in between XLM and XRP to operate on Link. But just imagine how over Link you can get internet access in very remote locations of Earth to open up these cross-border payments to the financially underserved parts of the world that companies like XLM and XRP have been concentrating on. And I think it just ties everything together extremely well, and it just repeats the same point I make over and over again, that Elon Musk, the PayPal Mafia, XLM, and XRP are so interconnected in so many powerful ways with the Bank of International Settlements with XRP and XLM and XDC. You have the World Economic Forum connections in between XRP and XLM as well. And then you have a essentially wireless internet service operating on satellites that Elon Musk of the PayPal mafia, who are connected to XLM and XRP, have used to get crypto and payment access to parts of the world that have been historically underserved, opening up an entirely new market as well. So I will expand upon Link and Light. No. Yeah. I will expand upon Pendulum, Spacewalk, and Light as well. I think each of those deserve a concentrated video just because there is so much there.